ain't gotta be too perfect. You just gotta know your worth. Talk about your flaws, how they make you flawless. You are like a work of art and artists. They do it off their dreams, all their hopes, all their nightmares.
Welcome to another episode of Trims and Trauma. We're your hosts, Bria and
Corgan.
And we have
Big Nisey
today. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Yes.
Doing good. Y'all doing all right today?
I'm tired.
We're trying to wake up. We're trying to wake up.
I've been tired since last Tuesday. I've been tired.
It be like that sometimes.
It's day to day.
Especially since the time changed.
Oh my God, I hate it.
Like, I can't get right.
I hate it. I was like, because I feel like it's 12 o'clock at night. It's 6.
I know.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Look outside with about 5 something and it's dark already.
It's been raining here too, so now like 4:30, it's already starting to like get down. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go sleep now.
Yeah.
I got sleep last night. I am not awake. I don't know what's happening.
We gonna get right.
Okay, we trying to bounce back. I'm having coffee now. I had pre-workout. Oh my God, let me tell you about that pre-workout thing. That was so.
Oh yeah, I saw you say something about that.
TikTok don't want me to be great. I tell them heifers now that y'all should have told me. I should have, but I almost freaking died. I didn't think that it was gonna go like that. Nobody said put some water in your mouth first. I just seen her throw it back.
Powder?
Yes, powder. And
cinnamon challenge. You cinnamon challenged yourself.
It was like, oh my God, so aggressive. Like it was. I instantly choked, and then it started coughing because I already have like a little cough right now anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Next time, record it.
Yeah, that's all I was about to say. You should have recorded it.
No, because next time I'm put a little bit of water in my mouth like you're supposed to. Nobody told me that. I was like, I almost died, coughing, seeing stars. But that energy was instant. So I tell you that. I almost felt like I was going to have a heart attack. And like, you know, had blood rushing to my brain. It was.
Oh my Lanta.
I want to be a TikTok or a gym girlie so bad. Yeah, right. I'm not doing that shit
killed
anymore.
you.
Yeah, about died.
Now, the one that you looked at, did it say for you to take?
She did not.
water?
No, she did. I just watched the tutorial. She did not. She almost choked too, but she didn't say. Nobody said. And I be running to the comments. Nobody said drink some, put some water in your mouth first, girl. I bet I made it the right way today. I bet I didn't throw it back in my mouth this morning. Okay, but I'm gonna try it again because it do give you like instant, energy.
Faster,
yeah, and I don't want to babysit it.
When you put like a pill under your tongue versus like swallowing it, it's something to do with like
but
it
that
soaks
was
up
like
faster or something like that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, terrible. But yeah, that was my experience yesterday. But I did go to the gym today and I made my pre-workout the right way today. I did not try to throw it back in my mouth. But I'm going to try to water in the next time because that was just too much, okay? That was funny. I tell you that. Nobody was there to see and I'm glad. But that would have been a viral moment for me.
Yeah, it would. That's what, next time, make sure you got that camera on.
That makes me think of when Glozell did the cinnamon challenge and she about died. Do you ever watch Glozell on YouTube?
Because sometimes you have like green lipstick or something. Yeah, I know.
Yep. Glozell is hilarious. I love me some Glozell.
Seen that. Have y'all been watching any new movies? What y'all got? New content? Movies, books, shows?
I can't wait to go watch Venom.
Venom?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Marvel and stuff. So.
I'm trying to think of what I watched over the weekend. That was pretty good. Christmas movies are coming out on Netflix now. You know,
we already played which one? Elf in here, and I was like, it is November the 5th. What? Why? Stop it.
Oh, and my other status yesterday was talking about because Delaney haven't been home in a few days, and she talking about her dad talking about because it's almost Christmas time. I was like, don't bribe her with gifts. Yeah. Like, I mean, get in.
She might be bribing him. See how much I love you.
Yeah, she's trying to suck
how
up.
much I love you.
Talking about
put
up the Christmas tree. Yeah, I was like, it's not even Thanksgiving. Most people wait till Thanksgiving to put the tree up.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but it's like it's like they skip right over Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah,
they don't put nothing out for Thanksgiving.
Right,
it's like Halloween, Christmas.
There's two movies for Thanksgiving that I love, and one of them's I think it came out last year, but it's a horror movie called Thanksgiving.
Is it?
But it's Eli Roth. It's hilarious. It started out back when he and it was Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez did the Death Proof and Planet Terror duo movie. Well, back then, or when it first came out, that movie had when you went to the theaters to see that movie, it was 2 movies back to back. It was 4 hours long. Right. So because it was treated as like a 70s double feature, but in between the movies, there was these little fake announcements for other movies that they also worked on and put in and worked together with Eli Roth. Eli Roth made Thanksgiving into a little 2-minute clip of a fake movie preview. Thank you. I can't think right now. But preview, a fake preview, and then he actually turned around and made it into a real movie last year, and it's hilarious. It is horror comedy, and then the other one is Addams Family Values, because when they're at the camp and everything, and they have the Thanksgiving thing, and she turns around and is like, "No, we're gonna turn this." That is my favorite Thanksgiving scene of all time. Because I really don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Never really have.
Yeah.
I'll do the whole thing of like having to show up for family and all that because you have to, not because I wanted to. But like this year I think we're not feeling it, so I think we're gonna go ahead and nip that one in the bud. I might go to Seneca and see my god family, my adopted family.
Okay.
But yeah, we really don't do much. But yeah, those are two good ones for Thanksgiving. As far as new content, I finally watched Beetlejuice.
Oh, really?
Finally.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was everything I wanted
You
it
watched it
to
too?
be.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
I was nervous. I had some friends who said they didn't like it, and I was like, well, were you looking for nostalgia or not? And they didn't want nostalgia, and I was like, maybe that was the problem, because like it was nostalgic. It had everything I wanted.
Yeah.
And then some. And then the way they had to treat certain things, because they didn't have Gina Davis, they didn't have the dad, and they didn't have the Baldwin. But they explained it really well, and so I appreciated that. But yeah, it was really, really good. And then I watched last night, because of the death of Tony Todd, I was watching Candyman last night.
Oh yeah.
Because he just passed away.
He died.
He was only 69.
I thought he was older than that.
Actually, I think he was going to be
yeah.
69 on December 4th. Yeah, his birthday's the day before mine. But yeah, it was so sad. I was not expecting that. Apparently, I don't think he did all the voice for Venom, but he did do the voice for Venom in Spider-Man 2. So I need to look into that, because I could see him doing Venom, but I don't know if he did the new ones.
Did he do it for the animated?
I'm not sure. Yeah, so I had to look. I just saw, because everything they were posting about him was Candyman and Venom were like the two things they kept putting him in, which he's done so much more than that. But that's okay. Go find a Tony Todd movie and celebrate his life. Yeah, that one hit. That one.
Dang.
That one got me emotional. I was like,
I seen
really?
that on Instagram.
Horror is my favorite genre, and Candyman's one of my favorites. And even the remake that they just came out with in 2019 was, in my opinion, really, really, really well done.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was sad.
I was a little punk when I was little. You know they say like go in the bathroom or whatever.
Oh no! I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
No, I'm not doing it.
Never did it.
No, I'll watch the movie a million times. I'm not doing it. No, because I don't want to know if it really could happen.
I know.
I'm not going to be the one to find out.
But he got paid for each bee sting he received playing Candyman.
Yes,
That's
but there was only
I didn't know that.
there was only a few though he got too. That's the crazy thing. Like after having all his bees in his mouth, which were real bees, all of that, he only got I think they 2 or 3 bee stings the whole
I
time.
need to be paid.
Virginia Madsen was allergic and she never got stung. Even with him holding her, she was allergic to bees, and they kept somebody. It's because they were using teenager bees that aren't able to sting yet.
Okay.
But then there was also like a beekeeper guy who like is a bee whisperer, and apparently the behind the scenes is wild because they take like this little vacuum like you used on Keon.
Oh my God, let it go.
And it's adorable because they just like bloop, away and they're happy, like they're good.
They're unbothered. It's crazy.
And then they put
it is
like a dental dam kind of thing in the back of Tony Todd's mouth when he had them actually in his mouth. And one of them got behind it, and that one did sting it inside of his mouth.
See the things that actors go through to be an actor.
I know they go through.
I'd be so scared.
I loved him.
I remember all those lines. Like,
oh yeah. While having bees in.
Staying in character.
Right.
Try to remain focused. Right. Bees on me, but I'm trying to remember my lines at the same time.
Virginia Madsen, they would actually put her under, like they actually hypnotized her in some of those scenes. The close-ups when her eyes are all glazed over and she's crying. That's her actually glazed over.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
And then she said that she lost a day that she could not remember, and she said, "No more, no more putting me under. You got your times. Now we're gonna fake it."
No, that is crazy.
Because I can't remember that day.
Yeah.
No.
So I got a question because I was listening to Cocktails Dirty Discussions as a podcast. So I've been trying to catch up. I'm way behind before Halloween. But anyway, so one of the questions was talking about relationships. If you are dating a guy, right, and going to brunch, or a girl, whatever, don't matter. You out at brunch and say your partner or the person you're dating has hit or messed with at least like 5 or 6 people that's at the brunch. How you feel?
Did you know that before going into it?
Do you want to know? That's what I was like, do you want to know before going into it or at all?
Like, we're on
a date.
Aware? Were they aware?
Nope.
That they were
So we going on a date. So we just going on a date.
Going on a date.
But with a bunch of other people too. Like,
we just going on a date, and we're going on to a brunch, and when we get to the brunch,
you just so happen.
Yeah,
that the people in the group, a lot of them you have slept with.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that? Do you want to know? Is the first question I had.
See,
do you want to know?
I feel like if it was like me and Josh, like there'd be questions after or during, because it's funny. But I'm gonna have questions, and I'm probably gonna make light of it. I just don't get jealous like that, because like I just don't care.
You don't care? So you don't want to know. So I mean,
no, I kind of want to know, like, how big was it? How was it? How was the act? Like, I want to go like that way, not like jealousy. Like, all right, out of everybody in the room, who's the best?
Oh, I'm done.
Like, that's
how you feel.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Now, me, if he and I were out and then he started acting weird, because sometimes people, when they're in a certain environment, they see.
Right.
You can tell by their body language.
Absolutely.
I would most definitely. If he don't say anything first, me knowing my man, I would know that he's acting off. So I'm like, is there something you need to tell me?
Right.
Since he's not trying to come out and say it. But I would hope he would tell me so I wouldn't be left in the dark.
Right. That's how
I would rather know ahead of time, too.
I don't want to go blind. Well, I mean, of course, you going to brunch, you don't know if somebody's going to be there. You don't know that. But I'm saying, don't have me in a room with nobody and that you done messed with, done whatever before.
Yeah.
And have me in here blind. Like,
that's one of those. Yeah,
that's
kind of a tricky one, because like, if you knew ahead of time, then that's when those conversations would be had already.
Yeah. Right.
All right,
I'm sure you don't know
who's the best
in this scenario.
Like, so I'm gonna make light of it, but if. And that was a good point. It's like, if they're acting different now in the room,
right?
And you told me ahead of time, that's a big red flag. Because like, what's still there? Is there an emotion still there? Is that why you're acting weird? Yeah, no, I would tell in a heartbany. Like,
I just wanted. They talked about it on the podcast, and I was like, "That's a good question." And then, like, one of the girls was like, "I would just want to know, like, how many." She was like, "I don't want to know who, like, her,
I do.
whatever." Like, is it like? She was like, "If we, how many? Like, can they all get in an Uber? We got to get a van. Like, how many people in here? Like, if it's one, cool, But if you don't mess with about, what's the odds of that though? Like, messing with like 5.
Yeah.
Are you?
See, if it's a bunch of, with gay culture, but in gay culture, like, it's the spider web effect of like everybody slept with everybody, so everybody's connected to somebody by some point. Like, it's a whole thing. So like, I guess in gay culture, it's like, good for you. Like,
that was funny.
Who has weird nipples? Like, that's what I want to know. Like,
I don't even want to know like none of that. I don't want to know none of that. I don't want to know, like, I just want. Because I don't even know how you would tell me that. I guess it's an awkward situation, especially thinking about me.
Yeah.
You don't know if I'm going to be cool to come out of the bag. But, like, I mean, I would hope that I'd be cool. I know if we're just going on a date, I would hope that because then they just start talking about, like, if they're a hoe or not. Like, and I'm like, what's your definition of ran through or whatever? Like, how many people... But I thought that was a good question to ask, because I'm like, that's real shit.
Yeah,
like,
because stuff like that, I'm sure it's happened. But if my man like respects me enough, he would go ahead and like, look, this is the situation, and this and that and this. Because I'll be civil.
Right.
That's fine. But if for whatever reason,
something funny
tried to like approach or something like that, I expect you to put her in her place.
Right.
Yeah.
Shut that down.
I shouldn't have to say anything.
Feel no type of way.
Yeah.
I agree. Because I was like, that's a sticky situation. Because like, if you're single, I'm single. We just dating. We trying to make it get to somewhere. Then.
And with gays, like, you can find a whole group like of 10 guys who hang out, and they've all been at least with somebody in that group.
But then, do you care?
And like, they're all friends.
Do you care? Like,
no.
Is that the case? Oh, I do. No.
Guys, though. But guys are going to be horny. Guys are going to... It, like I said, it's a whole nother culture almost when it gets in the gay world. Because, like, it's that thing of, like, I feel like the number, if you told somebody your number, I feel like in gay world, a higher number is still not going to be looked down at.
Okay. I don't don't like that question.
Gay guys
don't
are
ask
hoes.
me no body count.
We can be
I'm not gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Don't ask me that. I mean, it's not even high. I'm just saying, like, that's not, to me, that question is childish. You gonna ask?
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell the internet.
I'm done. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about, like, somebody you're dating. Like, I mean, is that important to you?
That's one of our first questions.
Really?
Yes.
Do you ask that?
I mean, it's...
But I also have hooked up with every single boyfriend all of them have been through, like, Grindr or Scruff or, like, hookup sites where you might end up going past the hookup. Gay world's different. Gay culture is different, especially in the South where everyone's like in the closet too, like, or DL.
But I feel like it should be good to ask too due to health reasons.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
like,
and that's a big conversation for.
That's true.
That's another one because you got to know your
status. I feel like that's different. That's different than just wanting to know.
Because HIV is another very early conversation with gay culture too. I mean, it should be for everybody before you have sex. Like,
because then I feel like if they were to inform them of the body count, then that'll let the other person decide on if they would like to continue, or is that a no for them?
Yeah. You know? Now we do. So Josh does have and we call him Josh's hoe friend, and we know who he is in that, and just by saying that, I have not met him, but Josh and I had talked about it, and he said no, I would not trust him in a room along with you. Not saying that he would not trust me, but that like he's that much of a hoe.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, goes to bathhouses, things like that. Like, is totally cool with not knowing the person and having sex. Like,
some people
loves that, and that's you do you.
Yeah, that's you.
But he's your hoe friend. It takes that level though in gay world to be called hoe friend. Like, you could still be and like close to 100 on your body count and not be considered a hoe in gay world. That's fine. That's that's wholesome. Like, it's different. Like it's. Especially when you're looking at a group of people who for years were told they couldn't have like sexual freedom. Now they're all just humping, and it's fine. Like, I get it. I mean, but it's also a big part, again, with HIV and awareness and things like that, of having to have those conversations early on. It's up there with, are you a top or a bottom? Like, that is very normal conversation in gay world, because you want to know. It's almost like a business transaction. You want to know the facts right then and there. You want to know the...
I feel you.
Yeah, like
I just
the stats.
I feel like I don't care if you... Like, it's just like a double standard type thing. Because a man, they be like, men don't want a woman that's ran through. I don't want a guy that's all these bitches and then done had you. Like, that's like, I don't like that. And all of y'all can be like, had that, had that, had that.
You see,
Excuse me? Like, that's when I have an issue. Like, I don't care if all y'all keep
when you start adding judgment to it.
Yeah, y'all. If we walk in the room and I don't know y'all done had these things going on, but when you can feel it, that's when I be like, oh.
Now there is a wrong way, and I would say finding out in the moment that my partner has slept with all these people. I could be pissed off.
So that's when I was like, because I don't want I
There's
start looking around.
definitely a trifling way of doing it. Yeah,
and I'd be like, oh, okay. This what we doing? This is what we doing? Like, so that's what I would have issues with.
Let me go ahead and arrange the same thing to happen somehow later on next week.
Okay,
let me get all my exes in the same room.
That part, but because you want to go toe to toe. Anyway,
this guy asked me this question. He had asked me. He said, "Okay, we were out on a date, and then we're at a restaurant, and the waitress were trying to hit on him in my face. Like, how would I react?" This is what I do.
Do we go together or we're dating?
We're pretty much on that route to relationship.
There. Yeah. Okay.
But I'm big on respect.
What level of flirting are we going to? Because there's the professional,
one that keeping your drink full.
There's the professional waitress trying to make a tip, and then there's that step past that.
Me personally, F all that. I'm big on respect. You ain't play with me in my face.
Well, no, I guess what I should say is it being taken of like keeping the drinks full, saying hi,
that kind of flirt,
Like, I know people who would add like hun to the end, like call anybody hun, like.
Oh yeah, hun or babe or stuff like that.
Right.
That's a southern thing too.
Right.
Or
so like, is it
giving him more
specifically attention to the man
and not you?
And not you.
Or you can catch it.
Because that's what I mean. Like, there's different levels. So like, there's doing your job and just having that flirtatious attitude to all your client or all your tables because you like making tips. And you have that personality. Like, you can turn it on, and that's I think what I mean by that. Versus, are you actively treating everyone differently?
Pretty much.
Because if you're doing something different, then no.
Pretty much to where you start to notice that they're being a little, doing a little too much. This is what I told him. I said, well, first, me being your woman out on a date, I'm gonna expect you to speak up and put her in her place. You need to shut that down right now. I said, now, if you don't, I'm gonna get all up in her A, and then I'm gonna get all up in your A.
Yep. Because you allowed her to do it.
And then you'll be sitting eating dinner by yourself.
Oh, she can sit down, and I can get us. I agree.
There's definitely a threshold of like, you touch, no, we're done. Like if you put your hands on him and he accepts it, no, we're done. Like because there's that like. Again, like you can kind of have that flirtatious personality, but once you go past that, like
I'm not insecure.
There's a line.
But
there's a line.
Hold on, bitch.
There's
like, that's where I'll be like.
But I'm like this: if you know it's gonna make me, I'm big on treating others as you wish to be treated. If you don't want it done to you, don't do it to me.
Right.
So that's why if you know that's gonna make me feel some type of, nip that in the butt right then and there.
Right now, I agree because I'm always nice. I'm always kiki haha. I'm always friendly. If you're funny towards me, that's it. Like that's if I feel anything, I'm like, hold on, because like we can go there. You know what I'm saying? I'm real kiki haha till you trying to be funny kiki haha like that. Then we ain't finna play like that.
You can wear this drink.
We can. It's up. Like like I'm not all this shit over. It don't matter to me. Like I'm with whatever you
nice and just like flip the table.
Like if you want to be cool, I'm cool. If you want to come out the bag, we can come out the bag. Like I ain't. So that's me too. Cause like I'm never funny towards anyone. I don't care if you're the most beautiful teen queen ever, like model. Kiki haha with you, like I don't care, but like once you try to be funny, that's when I'm like, you better check it before because if I start, then is up, like that's why I agree. Like I'm gonna let you handle it, because I would expect you to know. You better handle it. Right. Because in the same situation, like if we out or somewhere, because this was a big issue with my baby daddy when we used to go, he couldn't stand to go out with me places. But I'm like that. If we came in here together, I'm leaving with. We live together. First of all, we live together. We together. Like,
and that's one of those. Look at what you got. Look at all the attention that I'm getting. Look at what you have.
Right. We came in here together. Clearly, I'm leaving with you. Like, I mean.
See, because then it gets to that thing of like, okay, so what do you think of me?
Right.
It's no longer about the eyes. It's about the fact that you think I'm gonna act on
leave
the fact
you.
That
like you think I'm gonna leave you tonight and be like, never mind.
Because you stared at me just the right amount of time.
Like let me go.
Anything that should vamp him up. Be like, that's my one.
Okay, that's me. Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Right. Because I could be over in the corner. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna kiki. I'm like, you think you got it, don't you? That's cute.
See, that's more like with the hoe friend. Like Josh means it as more of like saying that I'm cute enough for hoe friend to want a piece kind of thing. Not saying that I would actually act on it, because hell no. But like that's just so it's that thing of like, I understand that you're not saying you don't trust me, you just don't want me in that situation.
Right. And I get it.
And I get that, but also like, let me show off. Like, let me look cute, because I want to look cute.
Love it.
And you're gonna come home with me, so
right. And that's the thing.
Shut up and look. Like,
that's the thing. That's the thing. That was just a question, because I thought that was a great question to ask on the podcast. Like it was like a week. It opened up our little can of worms, but I love it. But I was like, I don't know now. Like it's tricky out here, especially in the 2024.
Yeah.
It's real ghetto out here in these streets.
Especially when you're. I can't speak for everybody, but when you're young with the old soul. And then people acting how they act. Because I'm the type, if I'm interested in one person, I'm like,
that's it. Your attention is on that.
Like, ain't nobody else break it. And I'm the type, I don't let nobody in. And so if you gonna know that I don't want you. I'm as nice as can be, but I'm mean too. I'll put you like that. What the frick you in my face for?
What you want? Absolutely.
Get out my face.
Because it was this guy at work.
There you go, keep going.
It was this guy at work. I'm there to work.
Right. I'm here for a reason. Not to flirt.
Trying to make my money. So he would be like, hey, I'm like this. Nope. If you don't know my name, it ain't meant for you to know me anyway.
Right.
So I go to the restroom, and then he had caught me one time. I was like, oh Lord. So I call it the lust look. It's
look.
Dude, they do just like that. Like, how you doing? They were doing. I'm like, sir, I'm up here.
Right.
And then he asked me that I have a snap. I said, yeah. But then I went to the restroom. I came back out. I said, let me holler at you real quick.
Yes.
I said, if you looking for a friends with benefits type of deal, I ain't that chick. I ain't about to waste your time. You ain't about to waste mine.
I like that.
And guess what? Block.
Blonde. Yep.
Blocks.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Done. Yeah.
I ain't got time for all that.
But they young anyway. I feel like that's a young question. Like, what's your Snap? Because I feel like that's a 25 and under kind of. How
Snap is
you know?
I
the
don't remember.
Oh.
Snap is the generational
It
divide.
is,
Out of
now
social
they
media,
ask
that
for
is
Snap
the
or
one.
Instagram, but they
But
ask
see,
for Snap. Young
Snap
kids
more.
ask
The
The
for
thing
Snap.
is, since the younger people are doing it,
It's so wild.
older people are trying to hop on that train too to try to stay, in.
Trendy, yeah.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
No.
Is what's wild about Snapchat.
Papa, you
Snapchat's
too
old. Like Snapchat
Yeah,
is
right.
old. So we have people. That generational divide again. People in the 30s who grew up with Snapchat. Hi, me. But I never used it. I never once cared about it because when it first came out, I was like, oh, so this is Facebook without the comments.
Yeah.
Like that's weird. Like I put my
Yeah, just-
photos on it on Facebook at the time because I'm old. And then it became Instagram is now my young person thing to do. Like that's the one I keep up with. And TikTok, I don't give a shit about TikTok. And Twitter's dead to me. Fuck Elon Musk. Anyways, he ain't getting no. Even then, it was only there for corn. That's all it was there for was just corn. Anyways, but yeah, Snapchat's that big divide, and I don't know what the thing is like now, but back when it first came out, it was all about anyone could send dick pics, and there was no repercussions.
It's gonna disappear. Yeah.
But then it kind of went through this weird thing of like, that's now corny to do. We don't do that.
It is. Oh yeah, I blocked.
But
you.
now is it
Yeah,
back to that? Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's back. I mean, I think that's like they don't want to ask for your phone number, so they ask for the Snapchat, so then they can like
Which
if you got
immediately to me means you probably got a side piece. Or I
yeah,
am
that
a
you're in
side
a
piece.
relationship. Like
Because
yeah.
Snap is a big one. Like to me, that's a red flag. Like if that's
Yeah.
the only thing you do,
Let me piggyback on that.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person, because I don't give out my number like that at
Yeah.
all. So when I do give it out, and all of a sudden it seemed like you're trying to message me through an app, I feel like you're trying to make me a secret, like you're hiding something. And a lot of people be like, oh, it shouldn't be an issue as long as I'm talking to
no,
It is.
direct.
say my
right,
name.
Right.
Say my name.
If I didn't have all these apps and everything,
Right.
how you gonna get in contact?
Yeah.
Why do you not want to have
I
a name to
agree.
my number?
There's
Yeah.
one guy that always Facebook calls me, and I'm like, "You got a girlfriend, don't you?" Like,
Yeah.
like, 'cause why
Yeah,
do you
it's
always
weird.
Facebook
Right.
call me?
It's
I can't
weird.
stand that. Yeah.
I heard somebody, a queen I follow, was like, she would always tell people, put me under Papa John's or Pizza Hut, whatever's in the vicinity.
When are we gonna
Yeah.
grow up from that?
Put
No,
me,
some
yeah.
people are always okay with being a side piece. Like when?
Ain't no
when?
way.
Oh yeah.
Are
No,
you
she is.
going
Yeah, she's
to?
yeah. That drag queen's a hoe,
can't
and loves it. Like just
stand it, though.
loves that, and that's great for them. But it is one of the, like that's wild to put to have somebody as like the pizza
John's.
place. Yeah,
Cause I
that
can't.
is next level.
That's yeah. It
Yeah.
is. That's.
But then it
insane.
also gets into like the tracking the phones and like with like what was the one iOS had came out with a new one recently where you could actually check like previous trips, like the trips that the phone has taken
Oh yeah.
based off of like
Yeah,
if you're
on your phone.
if you've got the locations on and if
You
you
don't
share
got
your
iPhone
location and all that.
I was gonna share a note with you
iOS
that was
is
the podcast.
wild because they'll let
Yeah.
out some like updates and if you
If they
don't
show you
follow
where
it,
your phone dies,
you are
or
gonna
where
get
your
caught.
watch is,
Yep.
where your
Where
phone
you're
is,
turning
where your
it
watch
off
is.
at, when you're keeping it
I
on.
like that,
Yeah.
but I don't need all of that. I'm not
But
like
people
Angela.
are going to get into
on,
it. But also,
yeah.
if you have kids, like who are teenagers,
yeah,
especially,
it's like
you
Life
need to know where they are.
360.
But if you have someone trifling, then they're making it
I'm not
easier to
doing all
catch.
that in my big age. And that's funny because I was also watching The Circle, and one of the questions on there was like, would you go through your ex's, or would you go through your partner's phone, like check their texts?
No.
One person said yes. I mean, I feel like that was the honest answer. Like but like everybody else said no. I wouldn't. I'm not. I don't care.
We're open with each other. Like I don't
I'm
even
not
have to
doing it
ask.
no more.
It's just like here's the dick pic I got. Like
we know
that's again what we
yeah.
sit there and we laugh. But
I'm like this too. If I don't trust you, why are we together?
Yeah.
Right, that- exactly.
I always say no trust, no
Exactly.
relationship.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
So-
we could have nipped this back in the bud
Yeah.
in the bud like at the beginning if you aren't going to have trust somebody because.
Because I'm
Yeah.
at the age I ain't about to be wondering
Yeah.
if is he doing what he's supposed to be doing, this and that and that this. When I already know I'm solid.
I'm too tired to bounce somebody else around. No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do not have the energy. I do not have the patience to deal
Yeah.
with another mouth,
Yeah.
another attitude.
For real.
I already have two at
Yeah.
home. No, I'm in a throuple.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you knew that, but yes, I'm in a throuple, and we're been together 7 years now.
Okay.
And Bobby and Josh are already married. I'm the newer one into the throuple, but we're a closed throuple. I personally am open, but because it's not open for the two of them, we're not open as a whole. I would be down for having a fourth. They're not. If that ever changes, cool. If not, cool. But like I said, like with us, we're very, very open about it. Like Josh, for some reason, has a magic power of all of his straight guy friends, send him pics.
Really?
Of that. And
What?
Don't know why, but he's very blunt with like, okay, if you're going to talk about it, show it.
Oh, like ratings? Like rated?
They'll ask for his opinion. They want to know his opinion. But he when we first got together, he had a whole like library of it, and I didn't know anybody's names to anybody's pictures, so it wasn't anything like that. But like, he's like, you want to see? Sure, why not? Like, who's gonna say no to seeing it? Yeah, no. But it was like we've always just been open like that, and me being. I just don't have jealousy. Like, I don't care. If you really want to go find some new dick, go find some new dick. Like, cool, we'll cut it dry, like, cut it there. That's it. I hope it was worth it. Like,
I'm trying
I'm not jealous, but I'm selfish. What's mine is mine.
Okay,
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
I do not share.
Okay.
'Cause
yeah.
I'm not jealous. I'm not.
That's probably what I hear the most about.
I
Not,
love
and
it.
it's never hate toward or like a judgment of like my relationships, but it's always that's probably the one I hear the most is like, I can't share another person with another person.
Yeah.
I think I'm too crazy for one person. I think I need to be like distributed, yeah, filtered through multiple people because there's so much here. There's a lot of personality. And this has also been the best relationship I've been in. It's been in the throuple, so it kind of works.
Whatever works. But let's jump into the music. When did you do your first in front of an audience performance?
my first performance was. Oh, when was my first performance?
I like that one. That just came to me too. That came off the dome too.
Yeah, time's going by so fast. My first performance was March 2nd of last year, I believe. It was, it was at a fashion show.
Okay,
And
what fashion show?
This lady, she's a photographer. Shout out to Easter Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, I hit her up. I was like, well, shoot, I don't mind performing for you, to start getting my feet wet, to being in front of the art. But see, a lot of people ask me, they're like, are you nervous or nothing? But I'm like, you can't be nervous when you're in your element.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay,
Yeah, like, it feels like I'm home. Like, even being on the podcast, I was asked if I were going to be nervous being on here. I'm in my element.
Who actually did it?
A friend of mine.
Okay.
He had asked me, he's like, you nervous? I'm like, no. I said, I'm not nervous at all. It feel like I'm going in the direction that I know I'm supposed to be going in life.
I love that. Walking in your purpose.
I was
love
surprised that I have stage fright like crazy.
Me too.
I've always loved working behind the stage because I love the talent. I love working with the talent. I appreciate the talent. At one point I wanted to be the talent, but I did a little bit of theater and realized then that I just stay beat red the entire time. I know my lines. I don't mess up my lines, but I just stay very in my head, and you can tell. So I decided pretty early on, let me just start working with the talent instead, and having fun and still hearing, still being around the element of like theater and music and whatever I'm working on at the time. But being in front of the camera, fine. There's no people staring at me directly.
Yeah.
There's a barrier. But also I will say being on the podcast has helped me kind of get over some of my because I think it's probably an insecurity thing too with my stage fright. But in general, being in front of people, because now since also being in this career, having spoken in front of people, helping with basically helping with gender specific or gender affirming haircuts, things like that. Me and Kat have gone and done a couple different classes. It helps. It's that getting up there, doing it again. It gets easier each time. But it is one of those, like, I've always admired people who can get up and just not get scared naturally.
Yeah.
Mine would not. I'd need alcohol. Something.
See, since we were young, grew up in church.
Right. We grew up together.
We grew up together. So my mama, we was always in choir, singing on church choir, and even in school from elementary all the way up to high school, I was always in choir. And even in ninth grade, you were a freshman, so you come to high school, you kind of like, and they threw me in speech and debate.
Oh, okay.
So I had no choice.
So we were forced to take it. We had to take it.
Yeah, so I had no choice but to learn how to speak in front of people. But like I said, even when I was in choir or singing in church, I might lead a song or something like that. So I was always comfortable. But really, since I was younger, I've always had that gut feeling that I was meant to be known on a bigger scale.
I love that.
Going into entertainment
Yeah.
or something like that. So but it just, when was it? I always been good at writing poems and stuff like that.
Okay.
But back in 2022, I was having a whole bunch of health issues to where I really felt like I wasn't gonna see 2023. Like that's how
how bad it was.
I would have these eerie feelings to where it felt like I was leaving here. I would call them episodes, but people be like, "Did you just have like bad anxiety or something?" But I felt like I didn't have that.
Yeah.
But it was just hard trying to still function and act normal, and people around you still living their everyday life, and then people are like, well, maybe you just need it. I'm like, y'all don't know. You know
Right.
when there's something wrong with your body.
Right.
But then one day I was having one of them episodes in the shower, and then it felt like God was like pouring lyrics in my head.
Oh,
I love
wow.
that.
Like, I was ducking. I was like, what the freak? I was ducking
Yeah.
for real. And I was like, what in the world these lyrics come from? But I didn't ask no questions. I just started writing.
I love
So
that.
that's when music started coming to me. When
Okay.
it comes to writing and everything like that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I was going to ask you where you pull your inspiration from. I was going to say, when you perform, like, are you looking at, like, do you bounce around and look at different people when you're doing, or do you, like, look to a corner? Do you look at people, or do you, like, look at objects?
I know, I look at people.
Okay.
I interact with people because
Okay.
I'm big on energy.
Love it.
I want people. Well, people feel my presence anyway when I'm near them. So I want them to be able to feel it on a personal scale. I want to draw them in. You know, they're gonna be like, okay, I feel her, and I like her music. You know, just like go on from it and stuff like that. So I'm big on energy.
I like knowing one person in the group. If I know one person in the crowd, I find them. I will. Well, when I need to, when I need to be grounded back into, because it's an almost outer body experience being up in front for me, because the nerves are still there, real bad. But to get myself over it and get through it, I usually find that one person, and that's when I feel like it could slip, I go back to them, and then it lets me fake it for the rest of the group because I'm still looking out to the crowd, but I'm finding that one person, and then I can kind of glance over the rest of everybody else. But it's more of a glance. I try not to focus on strangers' faces, because then somebody's gonna crack up or smile or something, and it's gonna break me.
See, I used to do that. I used to do that.
I can't.
When I in church, whenever like my sibling or a friend or something would be up singing, I would look directly at them and have them laughing while they
Staring them through their soul.
Yeah. I love it.
I used to love it.
Who's your favorite artist? Like, who do you pull inspiration from? Like, who do you love?
Now me, I'm very diverse.
Okay.
I can listen to any and everything.
Oh,
Like I can listen to hip hop,
makes the best kind of artist.
gospel, country, reggae, rock. Like I listen to any and everything.
The best
Okay.
artists, I think, don't set themselves into a box. They
you
listen
don't-
to everything.
and then that way, and see, I like being like that too, because whenever I collab with someone, I can collab with anybody.
I love that.
But I am clean I keep my music clean.
I was gonna
but-
say they do not curse.
Yeah, I don't curse in
At
my
all.
music because I curse when I speak, and then I want to give people something to think about. Because whenever I leave conversation, I know I may have said something for them to think about, and I want my music to be the same way.
I love that.
Because a lot of people, this is how different I am. A lot of people, and I'm sure y'all heard this too when it comes to certain stuff, they be like, oh, you think too much, you know, stuff like that.
Overthinking.
But see, I'm the opposite. I be like, some people don't think enough.
That part.
That's a fact.
So I was like, a lot of y'all
I've
wouldn't
always
be-
been annoyed with that. Don't tell me I think too much if you're not. If it's more of you just aren't thinking. Yeah. Like you don't. You overthink everything. You overthink everything. No. I think about it enough as much as I need to.
Right.
If it's important, it needs to be thought about a lot.
Yeah.
And who are you to say what is and isn't important for me? Yeah. That's always been something that's irked me because I am a overthinker. Whatever. A thinker.
And see, I am
Yeah.
too. I get lost in my thoughts like a rabbit hole. But I know I've learned how to separate what's actually worth my energy to think about and what's not.
I love
So
that.
I love that you brought that up.
Yeah, I got good math.
We've been bringing up energy a lot on the podcast lately of where to put your energy.
Yeah.
What's worth it?
Look,
What's not worth
take your
it?
energy.
Oh, I love that.
I love that.
Did somebody
Oh.
make that? that, or did you?
She
Okay. Me too. Me too.
I go where the savings are.
Yeah, okay. I love that. Protect your inner. I like that energy.
I love that.
Your energy.
Yeah, I love that though. But yeah, like it's a big thing.
gonna be
Like
the name
you
of the
can't
episode.
let the negative. As of right now, my mother-in-law lives with us. I have to put a barrier because the little things cannot build up and make me hate living in my own house because she does things differently.
Yeah.
Because the energy in our house is different because we have a fourth person that's not usually there. I have to set boundaries for myself to not let the little things annoy me.
Yeah.
I'm not putting the energy in, and I'm not going to let her ruin my day. I can't. So I have to have a daily battle of where does my energy go? Not there.
Intentional.
Where does it go? Intent, yes, and having intent. So that the things that I'm putting my energy into are things that are going to better me and keep me stable, keep me sane, keep me happy, or at least closest to happy as possible at the time. You know, it's important. It is important to determine where that energy goes and what energy you let affect you.
Yeah.
Other people's energy you can in social media, just block them.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. If you have just block them. Just block them.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
They're gone. That's it. Cut ties.
I always tell people, I say you can't control the stupidity and how they act. You can only control how you react.
Yep. And how you let it affect you.
Yeah. So other than people gonna act stupid.
Yeah.
I mean,
Facts.
that's just a part of life.
Yep.
But they'll get mad when they see it's not bothering you.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I'm like, you're mad because I'm at peace.
Right.
It
You're
looks
mad.
like you-
'cause-
That is a
What I-
whole you problem.
Yeah.
There's a whole you problem. Yep.
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. I love your answers on that. Like, yeah, I love it. I'm trying to think of what else I had for you. Oh, podcast. You are starting your own podcast. What's the name of it again?
Hey.
Yes, it's
Tim.
Vibe with Big Nisey.
I love it.
Because I'm all about laid back vibes. I'm so y'all. It take me a lot to get out of character. I used to worry and stuff a lot about stuff. Like even my mom told my brother and sister, she was like, "I'm surprised Nisey not in the hospital."
From
Because
worrying too much.
I'm the youngest of 3, but I carry a lot. You know, make sure that people, because a lot of people be
Same.
like, "Oh, you the youngest, you spoiled." Nope.
Nope.
No,
That's a lot.
Nope.
Everything that
I'm the
I got,
youngest
I
of
work
3.
for.
Yeah.
I still drive my very first car.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's wild.
but I take care of it, you
Yeah.
know, because God blessed me with it, so I'm gonna show him that I can take care of it, so he can
That's
keep on
right.
bless me.
I love that.
But yeah, being the youngest, I had a lot to do and carry. But when I would worry a lot, it used to get to me. And see, I used to have high blood pressure. So, you know, they used to call that the silent killer too.
Yep.
They still call it that.
Yep.
See, I didn't want to be one of them young people to leave here early due to just stress. and worry. Yeah, so
Same. Yeah. Same.
so I asked for, you know, this to take worry and stuff away from me, and I don't worry about nothing no more.
I love that.
Because at the end of the day, it's going
day
to
gonna
be,
end.
Amen. The end of the day gonna end. Glow. Tell them.
No, because like that's one of the quotes I got tatted on me. It says everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not,
Not the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, so that's why I'm
I like
love
that.
it.
I
It
just,
hasn't played its part through.
Yeah.
It hasn't played through yet.
Yeah,
And
I
that's why
just-
it's not done. Yeah.
so that's why I want my podcast just to be laid back,
I like
vibes,
that.
classy. You know,
Yeah.
because I want, and that's something too.
So I will not be invited on. That's
I'm
kidding.
It's just a lot of people that do not care about the character behind their name.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Reputation
And
is
their
everything.
reputation. I'm like, do y'all not realize that the character behind your name can get you indoors that money can't?
That's right.
That's, you know, a big thing for me when we started the podcast. Everything is I wanted to be me. I wanted to be true
Yeah.
to me because I don't want someone trying to pay me for a character that I play on the internet.
Yeah.
Not saying there's anything wrong with that, because there are people who do it and are upfront about it from the get-go, that this is a character.
Right.
And I'm here for that.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted to do with this. This is my views, my opinions, my outtake on life. This is our point of view.
Yeah.
And I would rather no one show interest and want to sponsor me or whatever because they are seeing the real me, as opposed to me having to fake it and continuing that image in order to keep the views, keep the money, keep the whatever going, the algorithm. That's not me. Like that's just not me. So what you see on here is how I act with clients, how I act with. No, I mean don't get me wrong. There is a time and a place. I don't have the same conversations that we have on here when I have a child in my chair or a child in the salon or in the shop. Like that's obviously there's a time and a place for things like that. But it's still the essence is still me. The way I take things, the emotional reactions I have, the responses I have, is still me, which is always my most important thing to me, is not get lost in that algorithm, because people do, and end up turning into X, Y, and Z now with a scandal, like, and it's just that's not what I want. That's not worth it to me, to lose myself just for the internet, for views.
It's just easier to be you.
Yeah.
When you putting on some sort of persona or whatever, and you be wondering why you so stressed because you're not being authentic.
Yeah. It's like lying. The easiest things is not lie.
For real.
When you have nothing to worry about because you know you're telling the truth and you know you're being you.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, it's 100.
Yeah, I can't lie. I probably trip over my tongue.
I get to it. No, I get annoyed.
Stuttering and everything.
Right. Now I have to keep up with this. Now I have to remember this. No, it's annoying. I don't have patience for that. No, here's the truth. Like, I'd rather get in trouble for telling the truth. I'd rather get in trouble for being honest with how I felt, or with a friend or whatever. I'd rather you be upset with me because I told you really how I feel than keeping this weird charade that's going to end up blowing up in your face anyways, because it always ends up coming back and blowing up in your face when you try to lie. Always. You're always going to get caught.
Yeah.
That's annoying. No, I don't have time for that.
People be like, oh, the truth hurts and stuff like that, but just like a wound, you got to hurt before you heal. So
Sometimes you need to be hurt.
I gotta be there hurt for you to heal, so be it.
Yeah,
Can you imagine never being hurt in your life? That's boring. Like, it's, you never want to say I wish for you to be hurt, but it's a part of life.
Yeah.
You have to have the struggles in order to
That part.
have the achievements, to have the success, to have the goals are about overcoming something. Like, could you imagine if all fairy tales were just happy? Like, there was no problem for anybody? Like, no story where there was ever a conflict? Like, that would be boring.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
What's the point?
When do you think you're gonna start your podcast?
Hopefully within the next month.
That's
I
what's
believe.
up.
Because actually, after I leave here, I got to go and record
you did say
the
that.
rest of the jingle.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask you,
Ooh.
what are you doing today at the studio?
Yeah, because when I had got in the studio, I did the jingle and everything because, I thought it was going to be like you play the jingle and just go right into the podcast. I was like, okay. And then I finished doing the jingle, the harmony and everything, and then the engineer, he pressed the button to speak to me. He said, okay, give me that first verse. I'm like, hold up. I said, first verse? I'm prepared for that, And then he said that from here on out, for the podcast, that they're going to want to have a video intro.
Okay.
Or, to bring in the podcast. And see, I wasn't aware of that. I would have came more prepared. So he said, he ain't got to be a lot. You can just give me 8 bars. And then I said, me, I'm a deep thinker. So, I like to stay on topic. Some people
Right, so you can just give me 8 bars.
Yeah, and see,
Okay.
that's the thing about me being an artist. Music comes to me different. Some people they can freestyle, and I feel like I'll be able to do that eventually. But in this moment, I'm not too quick to do that. Now my ideas can start brewing.
Right.
I'm partying, drinking, smoking, all this stuff all the time. It's because they're running from themselves.
Yeah.
You gotta face yourself. Like any problem, especially like when it comes to, especially it's a lot of people that got children. Like, you got to break the cycle. So be that one to start breaking
healthy
the cycle.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Healthy boundaries and healthy cycles.
You gotta do all that,
Yep. A new way of living, literally, like forcing it and having to parent that old parent. Especially with parents who came from broken homes, who are broken themselves, or who had rough childhoods, whatever. You got to parent that inner parent that the way it's always said that you gotta parent that ghetto parent, and you gotta train that inner voice that is angry and wants to lash out, to not do that, to break the cycle, and you're literally parenting yourself before you can even parent the child. And that's hard. But anyone who grew up in that kind of childhood and kind of house, they know you can't keep pushing that. You can't do the same thing as parents, grandparents, whoever, whatever gave you that hurt and that pain. You can't push it onto the next generation, or you're going to keep the cycle going.
I feel like that people need to heal the history.
Yes.
They need to heal the history.
Yes.
So when it comes to how people try to sweep stuff up under the rug, no, talk about it.
Yes.
whatever trauma
Bring it out.
happened. Yeah, talk about it. Like, how do you expect? That's something I don't like too. I'm like, you got to practice what you preach. If you've been in situations to where you haven't spoken up, how do you expect your child to come to you?
Right, when you can't even do it to them.
You can't even.
Who are they going to learn to speak up to from?
You got to practice what you preach.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. You got to constantly have a mirror on yourself, I feel like, as an adult, but also as a parent too. Unfortunately, I mean, you need to be able to assess yourself and assess what you're doing, and if what you're doing is harmful or helpful for that child or for that relationship or for that partner, whatever. A lot of that, you got to do that on a constant. I mean, if not, you end up not caring or unable to even see what you're doing.
Yep.
To harm others.
Do you have any advice for new artists getting into the entertainment?
Be yourself.
Okay.
Stop trying to sound like everybody else. Different is what's gonna make you stand out. Cause like me, where do you see a 5'10" chocolate sister walk around with a cowboy hat on and stuff like that? But I have a meaning.
Only in my dreams.
But I have a meaning behind my image.
Yeah.
Mean what you're doing while you're doing it. So, like the cowboy hat, it represents me being from the South. The cross on my necklace, it represents the God in me. The tats and everything, that represents the hood in me.
That's also your story. That's another form of your stories.
It's my story. But I mean, just be different. It's too many people. I understand that you can have someone that you may look up to for inspiration, but don't try to be like them. We already have them. We don't have you.
Yep.
So that's my main thing. Just stop using all that.
A lot of artists.
T-Pain. Lead that to Big Dog. Lead that.
Well, now T-Pain's now doing things without the auto-tune, and he's now
sings
he proved it when he went on to the Masked.
Yeah, the Masked Singer.
And
so won. He won.
Yeah, because he's like
he did that. But even before him, who is it? Parliament. George Clinton and them, they had the auto tune and stuff, and that's fine. But T-Pain was pretty much around our generation where he like brought it back.
Yeah,
and see, they made fun of him.
Yep.
They made,
but
so
they
much
also
fun
wanted
of him.
to hear that. It was at the time the auto tune was a big thing, but it was also the automatic. If you used auto tune, you didn't have a voice. No, auto tune is a tool.
Yeah,
that's it. You can use it. You don't have to use it. I don't think there should be judgment on people who do use it. Hold on. There's a difference. Well, there's a difference between using it as a Band-Aid for an actual bad voice or a poor voice versus using it as a way to have a cool sound, a cool, unique, just something different than my actual voice. And T-Pain was one of the ones that unfortunately got a rap of not being able to sing. And clearly he can. Yeah. But it was like someone with like Britney Spears. Like they told her to tone down the actual strength in her voice and do that little thing that she like make it that whiny little thing that cute that's gonna sell. Exactly. It's going to sell. She has a voice. We don't ever hardly hear it because she only lets it out when it's something that she's in control of and where she wants to put it there. Yeah. Ariana Grande, one of her songs, she was just talking about on Hot Ones, where they had her do this annoying little thing, and she hated it. She would refuse while she was in the studios to do that noise. And finally the producer was like, just do it one time. And she got annoyed. She did it out of annoyance and was almost like making fun of that thing that they wanted her to do, and they loved it. And now she's stuck with that song and stuck with that little annoying thing because she's another one. I think she's classically trained. I think she can do opera. Like she has a voice as well as what you hear in the music, but it's one of those things where you end up having to either be true to yourself 100% if this is the image I want to put in there, or you almost like sell a little piece of yourself, and it feels like she sold a little piece of herself for that song, or like these artists who will sell a little piece of themselves for that noise that the producers who aren't vocally trained, who aren't aren't teachers, are going to say this is where you'll make the money. So you are following the money a little bit.
And see, I've been asked that, like, if someone were to approach me with a deal, like it could be $1 million-something contract. My brother asked me, he was like, he said, Nisey, he said, Snoop Dogg came to you asking. I said, I'm not signing it.
If he makes me sound like Boo the Fool and not me, no.
But not even that. I'm not about to put somebody in a position to where they can try to warp me and who they want me to
Yes.
We
Yeah,
gotta
that's what I
close
mean.
up,
Yeah,
y'all.
like if the voice you want me to put out there sounds foolish to me,
Yeah.
to my ears, no.
If it's
no.
not me, I ain't
It's
doing
not
it.
me. Right, exactly. Like that's
don't care
I can't
how
do
much
it.
money
Yeah.
is.
No.
I'm not doing it, and I'm not about to sell no. It's
Yeah.
not no contract.
No hate to anybody who does, but like that's
Yeah.
not me. Like if I had to hear that same song over and over again and it be my number one song and it annoys me,
Yeah.
hell no. I'm gonna end up hating myself at the end of the day because I'm gonna hear this on the radio everywhere I go. That's the one thing that everyone will ask me about is this one song that I cannot even stand. Where I have this whole other album or whole other collection of music that I actually is me and is where I put my soul and heart into, and it's the sellout song.
Yeah.
The sellout song is the one that everybody loves, and you don't even put the sellout song out there, and it's not even an option anymore. Because I would hate for that to happen. I would hate to put all that time and effort and heart into all of my music, and then the one song that makes me feel fake, it makes me feel like not me, is the one that goes viral. That would be annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be mad.
I'm not about to put it out. And see, I have some songs that are actually recorded, but I haven't put it out there because I'm picky about what I put out there.
I like
some
that.
people just throw stuff out. No.
Yeah.
I'm not about to do. There's like back in the day when they used to have regular DVDs and a bootleg DVD. No, I'm gonna
go get the real one.
Right,
Yep.
right, right.
Ain't nothing wrong with a bootleg. That's how you got your hustle and stuff like that. But yeah,
I might watch
I'm
it
about
before it
quality.
comes out, but I'm gonna go buy the real one too. I'm gonna do both. I want the real one.
I'll choose quality over quantity any day.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Just
Well,
in general.
we got to wrap it up because I got a 12 o'clock. I remember. Yeah. No problem. But this has been another episode of Trims and Trauma. We're your hosts, Bria and
Corrigan.
And we appreciate
Big Nisey.
for coming on the podcast
Thank y'all for having
today.
me.
Of course, thank you.
Oh,
You
you're
know it's a good
welcome.
one when we run out of time. Oh, go do some gay shit. I finish every video like that.
You ain't gotta be too perfect. You just gotta know your worth. Talk about your flaws.